In this lesson, let's take a look how to open up all kinds of helpful hints, as well as inline documentation of certain elements. And we will start with parameter list of the function. So whenever we need to quickly take a look at the parameter list of any function, we can position our cursor on top of the function name or its parameters and press Command P, and this way we're going to get such pop-up with the list of parameters that this function accepts. This is how the default view of the function signature looks like, but there is also a way to show more expanded signature. And to instead show the expanded signature, we have to open up settings, go to code completion section, and here let's check the following option called Show Full Method Signatures. And if we're gonna press Command P once again while having our cursor on top of the function name, we're going to get more detailed view of the function signature. Or once again, we can have our cursor positioned at one of the arguments of the function, and keyboard shortcut Command P will work here as well. But I still prefer to show more concise function signature, so I'm gonna go back to settings and uncheck this option. Moving on. By the way, if you prefer using the mouse whenever you hover over on any element in the source code, the quick documentation will pop up regarding of that element. But in my case, I have disabled that option, so just to demonstrate this feature, I'm gonna go back to settings, open up code editing section, and enable the option called Show Quick Documentation on Hover. And now anytime I'm going to move my cursor on top of the method name or class name, I'm gonna get such floating window with quick documentation of the method, or in such case, a class constructor. But usually I do use keyboard shortcut to show this quick documentation, so I'm gonna disable this option. And to open up same documentation pop-up by using shortcut, we firstly have to position our caret on top of the element and then press F1, or we can also run the following command from the command palette, quick documentation. As we can see, we're getting the same window. Now, to quickly take a look at the type of certain expression or variable, we have to move the cursor on that expression and then press Ctrl-Shift-P. And we're gonna get such a list with all possible expressions in the surrounding context. And for example, if I'll press this keyboard shortcut while having my cursor on top of the email key, I'm gonna get string, since this is the type of the value assigned to this array key. And then by using this list, I can figure out what the type of this whole expression will be passed as the second argument to the route function. In this case, it is obvious that we are passing an array, but sometimes the type of the more complex expression might not be that obvious. And finally, we're also able to get the type of this whole expression that is getting passed to the URL function. Sometimes it might be useful to take a look at the quick documentation of a particular symbol, and for such needs, we can position the cursor on the element that we are interested in, and then run the following command, quick type definition, and we're going to get floating window with an implementation of this element, whether it will be method definition, class definition, interface definition, or any other element. And to quickly navigate to the definition of the particular element, we can press Command arrow down. So this time, instead of showing the source in a floating window, we have navigated to the file where this element is defined. The same works with functions, and if we position our cursor on top of the function and press Command arrow down, as you can see, we have been navigated to the place where that function is defined. Next one, probably one of the most useful shortcuts in PhpStorm, is Option Enter. This works on any element, so whenever we are going to position our cursor on a particular element, and if we want to take a look at the list of all possible actions that we can do with that element, we can press Option Enter, which will open up such a list with all possible operations that we can perform with that element. In particular, what are some of the refactorings that we can perform with this element? Additionally, if we press F1, when having one of the options from this list selected, we're gonna get another floating window with the preview of the refactoring. Also, we can open up this menu with all possible refactoring options by using mouse. And in PhpStorm, by default, whenever we're going to position the cursor on the particular element, we're going to get light bulb icon, by clicking on which we're gonna get the same list of refactoring options. I currently have that light bulb icon disabled, but just to show how it looks, I'm gonna switch over to Settings, find an option which is responsible for showing that light bulb icon. It is located under Appearance section and called Show Intention Bulb. Now as you can see, I get such light bulb icon that I can use to open up a list of possible refactorings. But as I said, for me it's much easier and faster to use keyboard shortcut to open up this list, and I'm going to disable this option for myself in order to not show this light bulb icon. So in this lesson we have seen different ways of how we can show all kinds of helpful pop-ups with hints in the source code. We will continue in the next one.